Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome to Blog Workshop. I'm Jackie Lee, and I'm here with Kelly Cannon, and we are so excited that you've decided to start your week with us. Thanks for stopping by. I am going to let Kelly take this one because this is a place where she is rocking and rolling in her business. And so take it away, Kel.
Hey everybody, good morning. I almost started this just like I did our hangout the other day by saying something I shouldn't say right as I was about to say something and then I saw that light come on. I'm like, nope. So let's see. Today we're talking about content creation. I think, in fact, we're going to be talking about content creation all month. I think we're going to kind of try to make this kind of a theme. And what I was thinking about today is how I've been blogging for a long time, and I've got a lot of content that's sitting out there on the internet on different blogs, even, not just my current blog, but content that I feel like is really good stuff that people can still use, but either isn't getting as much traffic as I would like to see it get, it's just never caught on anywhere, or else that it's older stuff that I wrote that's evergreen content, and it's getting a steady stream of light traffic, that even though I wrote it a long time ago, it's still getting traffic.
Hey, Kelly, one thing that, as you were saying, that made me think is that a long time ago when I was blogging, I didn't know like 90% of the stuff that I know now. So I didn't even know, I wasn't even sharing on social media for a lot of my content. I was just doing mostly Google stuff. So that, I'm sure there's other affiliate marketers out there who have done that too, who have written and written and written, but haven't really shared anything socially. So that's another place you can look.
I'm hearing a loud buzz. Do you hear it?
I don't hear a loud buzz. I don't hear any buzz. Buzz.
I don't know if it's just me, or maybe it's just me then. If you're not hearing it, it is just me. But yes, exactly. I was thinking that same thing. There's a lot of things that, and even in those old posts, there are things that I didn't know that I could add to them now. So the point is, how do you take that old content and make it work even harder for you? You can take it and use it in different ways to kind of get double or even triple duty out of it. And I think that's what we want to talk about today is what are some ways you can do that, maybe some tools out there that you can use to get it done. And my first thought on this is always make a video out of it. I haven't done it as much as I should, but I've really started getting into the idea of taking my old blog posts and using the topic and just looking at the camera, making a video using what I already wrote. And you've got that on YouTube. You can point it back to your post if you want to, or you can just leave it on YouTube with a link to your capture page or your opt-in page or whatever you've got. Another thing that I do with that with video is when I make a post today and then I send out an email to my list telling them, hey, come see my post, I'll take my email and recite it into the camera. Whatever I've written in my email, I'll make a video of that and use that to point back to my new post. So I'm recycling my email, which is also content that I've got on the internet. How about you, Jackie? I know you make videos.
Do what?
I know you make videos.
I do. Not like that though. Those are two awesome ideas that I don't do. I love the email idea because I end up almost writing a whole new blog post for my emails a lot of times to get people interested and intrigued enough to click through to the link. So that's a fantastic idea. I just basically do new videos. For new topics. One of the things that I saw this week, I listened to a podcast by Kim Garst and the guy who does Social Media Examiner. And she was saying she uses Twitter a lot, and turns out like Twitter is her best source of traffic, which I would not have guessed. But it is. And one of the things that she does is that she's gone through her blog and she has made a list of all of like the evergreen content that's not like specific to something now, that it's just great content that people can use over and over. And she's made a list. And then she just shares old posts on Twitter over and over and over again. You know, and she's got enough content that it's spread out so that it's not the same link all the time. You don't want the same 5 posts going out every hour. That would be bad. But
Right.
if you've got quite a bit of content, you know, just share those old posts on Twitter. She posts, she said, up to once an hour with an old link to her blog. And depending on your market and your following, and you know, you might do it once every 2 hours, or you know, maybe you want to do it. I know this guy Jeff Bullis who does it every 15 minutes. So you just kind of have to test it out and see what works for you. You use a tool to do that, though, don't you?
Yeah, I use a WordPress plugin called Tweet Old Posts, and which exactly what it says. It tweets old posts, and it's really great because you can set it to tweet the post that you want. You can set it to specifically tweet only certain categories. You can what's the word I'm looking for? You can tell it not to tweet a certain post.
Oh, really? Wow.
You can tell it only to tweet certain posts. You know, so it's very
Flexible, programmable,
customizable.
customizable.
Is that a word?
It is now.
It is now. So, but you can customize it to, you know, really well to do. You can have it tweet everything except a certain category. You know, if you've got like personal stuff that you don't want to see going out all the time. But and I just have that set to tweet every 6 hours because I don't have a lot. Since my blog that I'm doing now is fairly new, I don't have a lot of old posts that are going out. So I don't want it to overdo it with the same post like we were just saying, like Jackie was just saying. But yeah, I have a post going out every 6 hours. And you can set it. It says at the end of it, it says, "Hey, here's something from my archives," and at the end, please retweet. And that's, you know, it adds that in automatically for, and you can tell it to say what you want it to say. So it's really a great tool for recycling those old things and getting them out there in front of people again. Another way that you can recycle your old stuff is with slideshows. And this is something I have not done, but I really want to start getting into. Because I know that SlideShare, which is the site where you can post your slideshows, is a great, great traffic source for a lot of people, you know? And you've done slides.
I haven't done, well, you know, the thing is, the slideshows that I've done have actually been PLR. And you can buy PLR that is slideshows now, and I just do a little tweaking to them, and I have done that. But the way that I use SlideShare is that I create a PDF of my posts, and then you can upload the PDF to SlideShare, and I actually get quite a bit of traffic that way. It's a really good resource. SlideShare is actually becoming, like, so many people don't know about it, but the people that do use it like a search engine. So if you make sure that you're using, you know, some good keywords in your titles and your descriptions, and you can actually get quite a bit of traffic that way. And that's just from once you do it. I have, let's see, what is it here that allows me to do that? Let me look at this thing. Print Friendly. It's a Chrome extension, and it just, once you go to your blog post and you click that, and it will turn it into a PDF automatically for you, and it will actually keep all the links active. So if you have clickable links in your post, it will keep them that way, and then you can just upload that PDF to SlideShare.
And you know, I've started seeing a lot more SlideShare come up in the search. You know, when I'm searching for things, especially how do or why is, you know, kind of questions. When I'm looking on Google, I'm seeing a lot more posts from SlideShare, or slides, or what, I don't know what you call them, from SlideShare coming up in the top of Google search.
Wow.
So that lets me know that's a really good place that we should be putting our content right now. You know, and then once you've got somebody on your slide, you can point them back to your blog, or again back to your opt-in, wherever it is that you want to. So I really, you know, I've really gotten excited about that since I've been seeing it come up in search so much lately. At first I was like, oh, that's weird. I've never seen that before. And now it's like every day I'm seeing it come up when I Google things. But, you know, you got a teenager in the house, you end up Googling a lot of weird stuff. Why does he smell so bad?
Kelly.
He's sleeping. He doesn't know I'm saying that. So, but yeah. So that's another one. And something new. Moving on to the next thing. something new that Jackie and I have just started using like in the last month, isn't it, about a month, is CoSchedule, which is not so much about remaking your content, but it's a way to share it. And what's awesome about it is that the name tells you right there, it's a scheduler. It's a like an editorial calendar for your blog that you can go in and set it to share to social media whenever you want. So you can not only you can schedule things to go out in the future, but you can go back into your past content and schedule it to go out like once a month for the next year. And you can schedule it to Twitter, to Facebook, to Pinterest with your images, and by using Buffer, you can schedule it to go to Google+. So that's an amazing tool. It's completely changed the way that I do my work every day. I think it has.
I'm so in love with CoSchedule, I can't even see straight.
Honestly, it's given me more time in my day.
Absolutely. You know, it's kind of like proactive recycling.
Yeah.
I love it because in fact, I just did a post. This is an insane week for me, and I did a post for tomorrow. I got it written and scheduled to post, and then it's going to go out to all my social media using CoSchedule, you know, just all automatically. And what I love about it is that once I like start scheduling things for Twitter, like I don't have to be at my desk. I can be out living my life, but because I've got my phone, it dings me when people like comment or reshare or whatever, and so I can just do it from there. So it gives me so much freedom, but it also, like you said, you can go back into your archives and schedule all of that. So, you know, before Pinterest, maybe you've been blogging for a really long time and you just got on the Pinterest bandwagon, you can go back and schedule all of those things to go out onto Pinterest. And if you've got group boards, like I finally managed to get on quite a few group boards, you can go and you can schedule for all of those boards, and you can do it for a different time, which is amazing because it really sucks to like have your post going ding, 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 and see 5 of your posts across the front of Pinterest. It's not good. You want people at different times and different days to be able to see that post come up. So now when I do a post, I schedule it for immediately, 3 hours later, like 6 hours later, 3 days later, a week later, and a month later. So I'm able to use this one post, you know, I'll get traffic from every time that I post that to Pinterest on a different board at a different time on a different day. And you can do that for all of your archives now with CoSchedule too, which is really, really, really amazing to me.
And you know, something to keep in mind, there's nothing wrong with pinning the same pin to your board on Pinterest. You know, I have like a blogging board, and there's nothing wrong with me if this post that you know, when I do this post today, there's nothing wrong with me pinning that to my board today and then a month later pinning it again, you know, so that it stays up by the top. It's not like it's going to be 2 times right in a row. There's going to be a bunch more stuff in the middle of it, you know, after the end of the month. So there's really no reason not to pin stuff several times to one board. It doesn't make any difference to Pinterest. You know, they're not going to say that you're spamming your own board. As long as there's separation, and like Jackie says, you're not sending the same pin out to people several times within a minute. You know, that's kind of something you don't want to do, especially if your Pinterest is connected to your Facebook, which I think just about everybody is, because if you pin something, you pin it to your board, a bunch of group boards, and it comes up on Facebook 15 times, then Kelly just shared this, Kelly just shared this, Kelly just pinned this, and that doesn't look good on Facebook.
The other thing that I've noticed about doing that, I know this is a little bit off the topic, but if you have one of those nice little things in the sidebar, your Pinterest things that shows your pins, it's the same pin for the whole square if you do it all like right in a row. So it's really good to have found a tool that allows me to schedule pins out and space them out so that I can have other things in between.
Yes.
CoSchedule is awesome. You should get it. There's a free trial. I mean, seriously. Of all the tools in all my blogging years, like CoSchedule is my favorite thing.
It's honestly because I used to sit here all day working on my blog and, you know, doing my social media sharing and all that. And now I get it done in the evening before I go to bed. I write my post, schedule it, schedule all my. That's the cool thing. You can schedule all your social media, and yeah, this is off topic, but I don't care. You can schedule all your social media at the same time that you schedule your blog post, and it'll happen when your blog post goes live. You know, and you wash your hands and you're done. And so I can do that in the evening when I'm wide awake and bushy-tailed, and not have to worry about doing stuff early in the morning when I'd rather be in bed, like now. No, that's cool. But you know, you can get the stuff done and have it go out the next day, and then your mornings are free. You know, if you work, if you have an actual job, you know, where you have to go out and leave your house and do stuff, I don't know why you would, but if you do, if you do, this is a great way for you to get your stuff done in the evening when you're, you know, at home, and then have it go out in the daytime. Because I know for me, a lot of times I felt bad in the mornings, because by the time I would get up and around and doing my blog, other people were already done and had moved on to their day, and here I was just getting started my blog. So I felt like I wasn't able to connect with people as much as I wanted to. I wasn't getting stuff out on social media early enough in the morning, and anyway, so that's kind of on a whole different topic. But yeah,
literally,
awesome.
if you have a job, you literally could do everything on Sunday. That's
yeah,
what I'm doing today. I have a crazy week coming up. It's almost the end of school. There's a lot going on at school. There's a lot going on everywhere. And Hannah's birthday's this week. It's going to be nuts. So I am taking this day to do almost everything for my blogging and scheduling of social media, and it's all going to go out like I'm sitting here every morning doing it. But I'll still have my phone, and I'll still be able to do the engagement part, which is the really important part.
Yes.
So that's, you know, oh, I'm so excited. I just have to get it all done today now. It's going to be nuts.
And that's true. You could sit over the weekend, do 2 or 3 blog posts on Saturday, 2 or 3 on Sunday, and you're done for the week. Mm-hmm. And you can schedule it all your social media, everything, and not have to do anything with your blog during the week. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's awesome. It's kind of off topic, but it's really good to keep in mind. Anyways, you have other ideas on recycling? You know, something I've been doing for recycling is I have a lot of blogging tips kind of posts on a different blog that I used to do. And what I've been doing is going to those posts, and in some of them I know so much more now than I did when I wrote those posts. And I take them and I just rewrite them, tweak them a little, and post them to my new blog. And that's, you know, that's like a really basic way of recycling your old content. And, you know, just updating it and making it work for you. You can even, if you've got stuff on your current blog that's old, but that you want to change, that you've learned stuff, or you know, if, like, I know that WordPress has recently changed their way of doing images with the new 3.9 version 3.9 of WordPress. The way you do images is completely different now. Not completely, but you know, you can click and drag to change the size now, which you never could before. There's a couple other things. If you have a post from previous where you had told people, you know, how to do images in WordPress, you could go back in that same post right now, just change it to include the updates to WordPress, repost it, and schedule it out to social media again. That's a great way to recycle some of your old content.
I did the same thing last week. I had a post on one of my old blogs that I absolutely loved, and I went back and read it. It was about the marketing lessons I learned when I go to Texas Roadhouse, which we go there pretty regularly, and for my birthday we went, and it made me start thinking about that post. And I went back and I read it, and I was like, oh my God, I wrote this in 2010. It was like 4 years ago. I couldn't believe it. And I read it, and I was like, oh my God, this is all so relevant now. But, you know, I bet you 90% of my audience wasn't still with me in 2010, so they never had the opportunity to see it. So I grabbed it, and I did make a little bit of a new intro to explain like what the deal was and how exciting it was that 2010 I wrote this post and it's still relevant. And then I posted it on my new blog, you know, the blog I'm blogging on now. So absolutely, you know, use this stuff because things change so quickly, and you get new followers and you build your community, and it happens really fast. So even like post a year ago 90% of people haven't seen, so share them, repost them. If you have a really busy day, nobody said you have to do new content every single time. Pull something out of your archive and and just change the date and like update it or say that it's from the archives or whatever. And then just change the date so it comes back up on the front of your blog. I mean, I wouldn't suggest you do that all the time, but sometimes life is really crazy busy and you have great content back there, and 90% of your audience probably hasn't seen it because they're new.
Yeah, and that's something I don't think a lot of people realize that you can do, is just change the date on your content to have it show as new. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, the whole point of your blog, I guess, is that if you're trying to have a profitable blog, the whole point, and why would you blog if not for that? I know there's people out there that blog because it feels good, so I don't want to discount that.
It feels good to make money to me.
Yeah, I want to make money. That makes me feel good. but it also makes me feel good to help people, and to put really valuable content out there that helps them out and helps other people create their profitable blog. So if you've got that content, there is absolutely nothing wrong with putting it out there again. Never feel bad about sharing the same information more than once, because I don't know about you, but I always have this idea in my head that my readers are all sitting there waiting for me to post something. They all run and read it, and that's just not true. For everything you post, maybe, I don't know, 5% of the people that read it the first time you put it out there.
Oh, did we lose you, Kelly? I think we might have lost Kelly. Well, what she was saying is that it can, people don't always see your stuff, so it's okay to share it again and share it over time. So make sure, like, you go back into your archives and think about your favorite posts, those posts where you publish them and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so good, I can't wait for everybody to read this. And pull them out and share them again, because those are my favorite posts on my blog. And sometimes they don't go over as big as you think they're going to go, and it's okay to pull them back out and share them again and give people who weren't around or maybe didn't catch it the first time around a chance to see that this time. I'm not sure where else Kelly was going with this call, but we seem to have lost her. Let's see, what else do I do to recycle content? Oh, one of the things that I thought she was going to go this place with the tips articles. You may have a lot of tips. I know I do, and I know Kelly does lots of tip articles. You can pull them apart and use them for something else. Maybe use each tip for a Facebook update or for a Twitter update. So all small tips are fantastic to get people clicking on Twitter. So pull one tip out of your article and share it on Twitter with a link back to the whole post. And that's a great way to use your old content and get it going again. Let's see, what else is there? I love technology and how it just kind of goes nutsy bonkers sometimes. Crazy, right? Oh, roundups. This is another great way. In fact, I just did this for tomorrow's post. One, you can, if you have posts that are all on like a similar topic or a range of topics, you can pull them all together and do a roundup post. I'm doing mine from the web and not necessarily from my blog, but you could do it from your blog, especially if you blog about one topic frequently. So I'm doing tomorrow, stay tuned because it's going to publish tomorrow, it's all done and said already, how to build tribe and get more clicks from social media. And I pulled some of my favorite posts that I would probably share on social media anyway, and I probably will share on social media anyway. But again, not everybody sees everything that you do, so it's okay to duplicate yourself sometimes. So I pulled out my favorite posts and I put them all in one post. So it's a resource now. It's a resource of experts who are amazing at tribe building and getting clicks, from social media. They're best tips, and it's all in one spot, and I'm going to share that on my blog. You can do the same exact thing with your own post. Go in your archives and find posts on the same topic, and then just create a roundup post of it. And that way, you know, it gives people a chance to dig into your archives. Because the problem is that once you, hi Kelly, once
Hey.
you, once you publish things, the internet moves so fast that by the time you publish and you share it a little bit, like, people don't see it again. Your new people barely ever dig into your archives that far. So if you have written on the same topic, pulling them out of the archives and putting them into a roundup post is a fantastic way for people to dig into your archives and see things that they might not otherwise see. And it's a great way to recycle content, especially on busy days. You've already written these 5 posts about the same topic or similar topic, pull them all together and do a roundup post and let people dig into your archives.
Absolutely. Did I miss anything?
I don't know if that was on your list, but...
No, I didn't really have a list. I was just going off the top of my head. Couldn't you tell? That's the joys of living in a I hate to say third world, but third world country, is that your internet tends to come and go. So that's 2 times this morning. That's a record.
That's all right. We muddled on through.
Have you got anything else? Because that's about it for me.
Yeah, I also mentioned pulling, like, if I thought you were going here with your tips suggestion, was to pull tips out and use them as content on Twitter and Facebook.
Oh,
and then link
absolutely,
back to
yes.
archive posts too. It really is just kind of about learning to see your content as multiple things. Audio is another great thing that you can do. I did this for a while on one of my older blogs. Is I just took, actually there was a plugin that did it for me, I think, and it turned all of my blog posts into audio. So people could download them and put them on their MP3 players or their phones. I know, it was a long time ago. People still had MP3 players back then. And it turned all the posts into audio so that people could take it with them and listen on the go. So you could do the same thing. Now there's plenty of programs where you could just turn your post into audio. And it's just yet another. And then there's places you can share that. I don't know them off the top of my head, but I'm sure that there are.
You can do a podcast.
Do what?
Do a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so there's different places that you can share audio formatted content. And so it's the same content, but it's just in a different format. So it really is just about looking at things a little bit differently and seeing, okay, how else could I use this? In what different way could I use this content to use it again, make the most out of it? What were you going to say, Kelly?
And you know, you can even do it in the reverse. If you've done a video or a audio, like a podcast that you really like, I know Pat Flynn does this. He takes his podcast and he has them transcribed and puts them in a blog post.
Yes, Denise does that too, and I love it from her videos.
Yeah, and that's a great, that's a great thing. You can have, I think YouTube will do a transcription of your, it's like a robot done transcription, so it really kind of sucks, and you have to clean it up a lot. But you can use that, to kind of get the content that you put into your video, clean it up, and post it on your blog as a blog post with a couple of images.
Yep, you could also have somebody on Fiverr do it too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So yeah, there are lots and lots and lots of ways to recycle old content and make it just good as new. So,
we both just looked at our clock.
No, the cat just walked in.
Okay.
The troublemaker cat. I'm keeping an eye on him.
How many cats do you have in the house now?
3. One is getting ready to get his butt thrown outside, though. He just has to get neutered first.
Yeah.
Which is why he's trouble right now, because it's spring and he's a boy and he's young and thinks he owns the place.
He's feeling randy.
Very much so.
Well, I think that's about it. That's all I've got.
Yeah, totally off topic, random cat chat, but
Hey, it's not 2 women talking on the internet if they don't talk about kids or cats.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, guys, we will be back here again next week for a blog workshop. We will be talking something about content. We're going to do content this month, and so hop back over here again next Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time, and we will be here. See you later.
Bye.